If you've been trying so hard, doing everything you can, thinking, planning, overthinking, and still, nothing is working the way you want it to, this message is for you, because what if I told you? The problem is not that you're doing too little. It's that you're doing too much. You're forcing, you're chasing, you're trying to control every outcome, and without realizing it, you might be pushing away the very things you're trying to attract. Why forcing doesn't work? We've been taught that if we want something, we have to go after it, chase it, work harder, push more. And yes, effort matters. But there's a difference between aligned action and forced energy. Forcing comes from fear. Fear of losing. Fear of missing out. Fear that if you don't control everything, it won't happen. And that energy creates resistance. Because when you're forcing something, you're sending a message. I don't trust that this will happen naturally. I don't believe it's already on its way. And that energy blocks flow. The chasing trap. The more you chase something, the more it seems to run away from you. Have you noticed that? The more you try to hold on to someone, they pull away. The more you obsess over outcome, it feels further away. Because chasing creates pressure, and pressure pushes things out of alignment. Intro to energy shift. So what's the alternative? If forcing doesn't work, what does? This is where most people get confused. Because the answer is not, do nothing. The answer is, shift your energy from forcing to receiving. Masculine vs feminine energy. Now let's understand this in a very simple way. Every person, regardless of being male or female, has two types of energy within them. Masculine energy, feminine energy. Masculine energy is about doing, taking action, planning, controlling. Feminine energy is about allowing, trusting, receiving, flowing. Both are important, but the problem is, most people are stuck in overactive masculine energy. Always doing, always pushing, always trying to make something happen, and they forget the other half. Receiving. What receiving actually means. Receiving is not weakness. Receiving is not laziness. Receiving is not just sit and wait. Receiving is a state of inner trust. It's when you stop gripping so tightly. It's when you stop trying to control every detail. It's when you allow life to meet you halfway. The shift. The moment you stop forcing, something powerful happens. You create space, and life needs space to bring things to you. Think about it. If your hands are tightly closed, you can't receive anything new. But when you open them, things can finally enter. Practical examples. Instead of asking, why isn't this happening yet? Start asking, what if it's aligning for me right now? Instead of chasing people, create space. Instead of forcing outcomes, focus on your energy. Instead of controlling every step, trust the process. This is why, when you finally let go, things start to shift. Because your energy changes. You move from desperation to calm, from fear to trust. And that energy is magnetic. You don't attract what you chase. You attract what you are ready to receive. Let that sink in, because it changes everything. And this is where things start to become really interesting. Because once you begin to understand the difference between forcing and receiving, you start to notice something in your own life. You start to see where you've been holding on too tightly, where you've been trying to control outcomes, trying to make things happen on your timeline, trying to force clarity where there is meant to be trust. And the more aware you become of this, the more you realize how exhausting it has been, constantly thinking, constantly worrying, constantly trying to figure everything out. And maybe, for the first time, you allow yourself to pause. Not because you've given up, but because you're choosing a different way. You begin to understand that not everything in life needs to be chased. Some things need to be allowed. And that shift, it's subtle, but it changes everything. Because when you stop forcing, you stop operating from fear. You stop asking questions like, what if it doesn't happen? What if I lose this? What if I'm not enough? And instead, you start to feel something else. a quiet sense of trust. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady, grounded. And from that place, your actions change too. You're still moving forward, but you're no longer rushing. You're still taking steps, but you're no longer desperate for results. You're still showing up, but you're no longer trying to control how everything unfolds. And this is the balance most people miss. It's not about doing nothing, and it's not about doing everything. It's about doing what feels aligned, and then allowing life to meet you there. Because the truth is, life is always responding to your energy, not just your actions, but the intention behind them. You can do all the right things, but if your energy is coming from fear, from lack, from desperation, you will still feel stuck. But when your energy shifts, even your smallest actions become powerful, because now they are coming from trust, clarity, alignment, and that's when things start to flow differently, not forced, not rushed, but naturally. You might notice that opportunities come to you without you chasing them, that conversations feel easier, more natural, that the right people start showing up, without confusion, without mixed signals. And it's not luck, it's alignment, because when you are in a state of receiving, you are no longer blocking what is meant for you. You are open, you are available, you are ready, and this is where your life begins to change in ways you can actually feel. Not just externally, but internally. You feel lighter, you feel calmer, you feel more at peace. Even if everything isn't perfect yet, and that's how you know you're on the right path, because the goal was never just to get what you want. The goal was to become someone who feels whole, even before it arrives. And from that place, everything you receive feels even more meaningful. But there's one more layer to this. And this is where things go even deeper, because learning to receive is only part of the journey. The real transformation happens when you learn how to detach. Not detach in a way where you stop caring, but detach in a way where you stop depending, where your peace is no longer controlled by outcomes, where your happiness is no longer tied to when or how something happens. Because even when you stop forcing, if you are still emotionally attached to the result, you can still create resistance. And that's why in the next video, we're going to talk about detachment and how it actually helps you attract what you want. Not in a surface level way, but in a way that truly shifts your mindset, your energy, and your entire approach to life. Because once you understand detachment, you stop chasing completely, and that's when everything really starts to flow. So if this message resonated with you, take it as a sign. You're not meant to keep forcing your way through life. You're being guided to soften, to trust, to receive. If you're on this journey of growth and alignment, make sure you subscribe, because this is a space where you'll keep learning how to navigate these phases with clarity and confidence. And I want to hear from you. Are you ready to stop forcing and start receiving? Comment below. I am open to receive. Like this video if it spoke to you. Subscribe for more content like this, and stay connected, because in the next video, we're going to unlock the real power of detachment.